The world offers you a leaf to solve your deepest problems, but the forest of wisdom already grows within you. We are taught to seek magic in the part, forgetting the boundless power of the whole. A bitter truth is often more nourishing than the sweetest lie. Many will only listen for the name of the leaf and will miss the instruction on how to truly see it. To ignore the final understanding is to be given a seed, but to have no knowledge of soil, sun, or water. You will hold the potential for a cure in your hand forever without ever tasting its fruit. Empty promise. You have come here seeking a leaf, a recipe, a promise of immediate relief. This is natural. We live in a world that conditions us to search for external solutions to our internal problems. We feel a deep sense of imbalance in our bodies, a sweetness that has become a poison. And our first instinct is to find something outside of ourselves to consume, to apply, to fix the symptom. The mind that seeks this leaf is the very same mind that contributed to the imbalance in the first place. It is a mind that is restless, that craves quick results, that prefers a simple answer to a deep inquiry. It wants a pill, a potion, a magic word. But true healing is rarely found in this way. To treat the symptom without understanding the root cause is like silencing a fire alarm while the house continues to burn. You may have temporary quiet, but the destruction continues unseen. The imbalance in the body that manifests as a struggle with blood sugar is not simply a chemical problem, it is a sign. It is a communication from a system that is overburdened, overstimulated, and out of harmony with its natural rhythm. It often reflects a life that is in a constant state of craving. We crave more stimulation, more pleasure, more validation, more distraction. We seek a constant, artificial sweetness to mask a deeper sense of inner dissatisfaction or bitterness. This relentless seeking, this running from our own present moment experience, is a tremendous tax on our entire being. It floods our system with the chemistry of stress, urgency, and want, and the body in its wisdom eventually reflects this state of inner chaos. So the promise of a simple leaf recipe is an empty one if we do not first understand the landscape upon which that leaf is to be planted. The first step in any genuine recipe for well-being is not to add something new, but to begin to see what is already there. It requires turning our attention away from the search for an external cure and turning it inward, to the state of our own mind and heart. We must have the courage to ask ourselves, what is the nature of my mind? Is it peaceful, or is it in a constant state of agitation? Am I living my life with awareness, or am I on autopilot, reacting to every stimulus? What am I truly feeding myself every day, not just with my mouth, but with my eyes, my ears, and my thoughts? This kind of self-inquiry is the beginning of wisdom. It is the act of turning on a light in a darkened room. It may be uncomfortable at first to see the disorder, to acknowledge the habits of thought and behavior that have led to our present condition. But without this light of awareness, any action we take is simply guesswork. We are like a blind physician attempting to perform surgery. True change cannot happen from a place of ignorance about ourselves. Therefore, the most potent ingredient in this recipe is not a leaf. It is your own undivided and honest attention. This attention is the healing balm. It is the light that illuminates the path forward. It is the fire that begins the alchemical process of transformation. Without it, any leaf, any recipe is just another distraction, another empty promise that keeps us from the real and necessary work of looking within. Living leaf. Now, let us consider this leaf. We will not give it a name from botany, for its true name is discovered through understanding, not through language. Think of any simple leaf you can find on a tree. Hold it in your mind's eye. What is its nature? The leaf does not struggle. It does not strive to be anything other than what it is. It performs its function with a quiet, humble dignity. It exists in a state of profound connection. It is not separate from the branch, nor from the trunk, nor from the roots that draw nourishment deep from the earth. It is a part of a whole system, giving and receiving in a perfect, harmonious flow. It drinks in the light of the sun, transforming that pure energy into life for the entire tree. It dances in the wind, not resisting it, but yielding to it with a graceful flexibility. It lives its season fully, and when its time is done, it lets go without a fight, falling back to the earth to nourish the very roots that gave it life. This single, humble leaf contains all the wisdom we need to rebalance our own lives. We have forgotten how to live like the leaf. We believe we are separate individuals, disconnected from each other and from the earth. We resist the natural flow of life, trying to hold on to pleasure and push away pain. We do not know how to simply be. To eat this leaf every day is a metaphor for a daily practice of cultivating these qualities within yourself. It means, first, to practice simplicity. The leaf requires only light, water, and earth. It is not complicated. Our lives have become endlessly complex. We fill them with so many unnecessary desires, possessions, and obligations that we lose touch with the simple ground of our own being. To eat the leaf is to strip away the non-essential, to find joy not in accumulating more, but in needing less. It is to find the deep nourishment in a simple meal, a quiet walk, a moment of silence. Second, to eat the leaf is to practice connection. It is to remember that you are not an isolated island. You are part of a vast web of life. Your well-being is tied to the well-being of others and to the health of the planet. This remembrance cultivates a sense of responsibility and compassion, which are powerful antidotes to the self-centered craving that contributes to our inner imbalance. It shifts the focus from "what can I get?" to "what can I contribute?" This shift in orientation is profoundly healing. Furthermore, to embody the wisdom of the leaf is to cultivate flexibility and the art of letting go. The leaf does not break in the wind because it yields. We create much of our own suffering, our own inner inflammation, by rigidly resisting the present moment. We have a fixed idea of how things should be, and when reality does not match our idea, we create inner conflict, stress, and tension. To be like the leaf is to learn to flow with what is. This is not passive resignation. It is an active, intelligent engagement with life as it unfolds. It is the wisdom to know when to hold on and when to let go. We hold on to past grievances, old identities, and future anxieties. This clenching is a blockage of our life force. The practice is to consciously exhale, to release our grip. When the time comes for the leaf to fall, its letting go is an act of supreme trust and service. We too must learn to let go of what is no longer serving us, be it a habit, a belief, or a relationship, to make space for new growth. This daily practice of embodying the qualities of the leaf, simplicity, connection, flexibility, and the courage to let go is the true way to eat it. This is the nourishment that rebalances our inner chemistry far more powerfully than any physical substance ever could. Inner alchemy. The recipe we seek is not one of a kitchen, but of the soul. It is a process of inner alchemy, of taking the raw materials of our own consciousness and transforming them into a golden state of balance and well-being. A recipe has ingredients and it has a method. The ingredients of this inner recipe are not herbs and spices, but qualities of being that we must consciously cultivate. The first ingredient is awareness. We have spoken of this. It is the unwavering light of non-judgmental attention. Awareness is the fire beneath our alchemical vessel. Without it, there is no heat, no energy for transformation. Nothing can be cooked in a cold pot. So first, we must generate this steady flame of presence in our lives. We do this through the simple, moment-to-moment practice of noticing our breath, noticing the sensations in our body, noticing the thoughts that flicker through our mind. We just watch without getting entangled. The second ingredient is acceptance. This is the water that allows the other ingredients to soften and merge. Acceptance is not defeat. It is the wise and courageous act of seeing reality as it is without arguing with it. We must first accept the totality of our present condition, the physical symptoms, the emotional discomfort, the mental habits. We stop labeling our experience as good or bad. We just say, this is what is here now. If there is a feeling of anxiety, we accept that anxiety is present. If there is a craving for sweetness, we accept that craving is present. This radical acceptance stops the inner war. It stops the cycle of resistance that creates so much tension and depletes our energy. By meeting our own experience with acceptance, we create a space of peace from which true change can arise. It is only when you stop fighting the river that you can learn to swim with its current. The third ingredient is intention. This is the hand that stirs the pot, that consciously directs the process. Once we have the fire of awareness and the water of acceptance, we must set a clear intention. Our intention is not to aggressively lower our blood sugar, as this aggressive energy can be counterproductive. Our intention is more subtle, more profound. It is the intention to return to harmony. It is the intention to nourish ourselves in a wholesome way. It is the intention to treat our body with respect and our mind with kindness. When we are about to make a choice, what to eat, what to watch, what to say, we can pause and consult this intention. Does this choice align with my intention to live in harmony? This conscious directing of our energy is what ensures the recipe leads to the desired outcome. Without a clear intention, our efforts are scattered and ineffective. Intention brings focus and power to our practice. The final and perhaps most crucial ingredient is patience. This is the slow, simmering process. True alchemy cannot be rushed. The imbalances in our system were built up over years of unconscious living. They will not be dissolved overnight. The modern mind wants everything immediately, but nature does not work that way. A seed does not become a great tree in a day. Patience is a form of deep trust. It is the trust in the natural process of healing and growth. We apply the fire of awareness, the water of acceptance, and the steady hand of intention, and then we allow the process to unfold in its own time. We do not keep digging up the seed to see if it is growing. We simply continue to provide the right conditions day after day. This is the recipe. The daily patient combination of these four ingredients, awareness, acceptance, intention, and patience, is the inner alchemy that transforms the lead of inner imbalance into the gold of holistic well-being. This is how you rebalance your entire system from the inside out. Immediate action. The title carries a powerful and alluring word, immediately. This word is the hook for a mind that is suffering and wants relief now. But in the context of deep healing, what can immediately truly mean? It cannot mean that a chronic long-term condition will be instantly erased from your medical history. This is the realm of fantasy. The immediate effect is not on the past physical data, but on your present state of being. The change, the lowering of the essential disturbance can indeed happen immediately. It happens in the very moment you shift your fundamental relationship with your own experience. It is a change in consciousness that is instantaneous, and it is this change that is the true beginning of all physical healing. The immediate relief comes not from the blood sugar number changing, but from the cessation of the inner struggle. The state of inner conflict, of resisting what is, of being at war with your own body and its symptoms, is a state of high energetic disturbance. It is a form of profound stress. You are fighting yourself. This fight burns a tremendous amount of your life force and creates the very inflammatory conditions that prevent healing. The immediate action that lowers this disturbance is the action we have called acceptance. The moment you stop fighting, the moment you cease to label your condition as a terrible enemy, the moment you just allow your present experience to be exactly as it is, in that instant there is a release, a deep letting go. The inner battlefield goes quiet. This quietness is the lowering you are looking for. It happens immediately. In one moment you are tense, contracted, and fighting. In the next moment you have softened, opened, and accepted. That shift is instantaneous. From that new, peaceful inner ground, the the body is finally given the space and the energy it needs to begin its own natural healing process. You can experience this for yourself right now. Take a moment to close your eyes. Bring to mind the issue that concerns you, the imbalance, the symptom, the number. Feel the way your mind relates to it. Feel the subtle tension, the worry, the desire for it to be different. This is the state of struggle. Now consciously take a deep breath. And as you exhale, intentionally let go of the fight. For just this one moment, give yourself permission for things to be exactly as they are. Utter a silent yes to your present reality. Let the sensation in your body just be there. Let the number just be a number. Release the story, the fear, and the judgment about it. Just for this breath, can you feel the shift? The subtle softening in your shoulders, the slight release in your gut? That is the immediate action. That is the immediate result. You have lowered the primary disturbance, which is your own resistance. To practice this immediate action every day is to make a habit of this instantaneous shift from resistance to acceptance, from conflict to peace. Each time you notice yourself caught in worry, fear, or judgment about your body or your health, you use that as a trigger. It is a reminder to take a breath and to let go. You do it immediately, right in that moment. You do not postpone your peace until some future time when your symptoms have vanished. You claim your peace now, right in the midst of your imperfection. This practice does not mean you stop taking responsible, practical steps for your health. You still eat well, you still move your body, but you do so from a place of peace and self-care, not from a place of fear and self-warfare. This change in underlying motivation is everything. This is the immediate and most powerful healing you can offer yourself. The peace comes first, and from that peace, all other forms of healing can more easily follow. Sweet surrender. Let us go deeper into this notion of sweetness. The imbalance we are speaking of is often framed as an excess of sugar in the blood. But on an emotional and spiritual level, it is often related to a troubled relationship with sweetness in life. This can manifest in two opposing ways. One way is the constant, insatiable craving for sweetness. We feel an inner emptiness, a bitterness or dissatisfaction with our life, and we try to cover it up with sweet things, sugary foods, endless entertainment, constant praise, or other forms of fleeting pleasure. We are seeking a quick fix from the outside to pacify a pain on the inside. This desperate seeking for external sweetness prevents us from ever looking at and healing the root of our inner bitterness. We become attached to the highs, and therefore we create deeper lows when the sweetness inevitably fades. This creates a volatile and unstable inner environment, which the body mirrors. The other manifestation is a deep fear of sweetness, born from the diagnosis itself. Suddenly, every sweet thing becomes an enemy. Fruit is feared. A birthday cake becomes a source of anxiety. We develop a rigid, fear-based relationship with food and with pleasure itself. Life loses its joy, its spontaneity. Every choice is governed by fear and restriction. This creates its own kind of imbalance, a life that becomes dry, brittle, and joyless. This too is a form of suffering. Both the endless craving for sweetness and the fearful rejection of it stem from the same root, a lack of balance, a loss of inner harmony. The path of healing is not to chase sweetness, nor is it to banish it entirely. It is to find a middle way. It is to cultivate a state of being where you are no longer a slave to either the craving for or the fear of pleasure. It is a path of what we might call sweet surrender. This surrender is not about giving up. It is about surrendering the struggle. It is letting go of the need for life to provide you with constant highs. It is also surrendering the fear that makes you hide from life's simple, wholesome pleasures. It is a deep relaxation into the natural rhythm of life, which always contains both the sweet and the bitter. To practice sweet surrender is to learn to find the nourishment in all experiences. When a moment is joyful and sweet, we enjoy it fully and mindfully without clinging to it or demanding that it last forever. We savor it like a piece of delicious fruit, and then we let it go. And when a moment is difficult or bitter, we meet it with the same open awareness. We do not resist it or immediately try to cover it with a layer of artificial sweetness. We allow ourselves to feel it, to learn from it, to extract the wisdom and strength that are often hidden within life's challenges. The bitterness of a difficult experience can be a powerful medicine, cleansing the palate and making us appreciate the sweet moments even more. In this way, our inner world becomes balanced. We are no longer thrown off by the constant search for highs and the fearful avoidance of lows. We find an even, steady ground within ourselves. Our source of contentment is no longer dependent on external conditions. It comes from the inner state of balanced, open awareness. This is true freedom. When the inner state is balanced, the body's need to cry out for attention through extreme symptoms begins to quiet down. When you learn to nourish your spirit with presence and acceptance, your body's desperate craving for physical sugar often diminishes. It is no longer being asked to compensate for a starved soul. The greatest sweetness is the peace that comes from surrendering the fight. This is a sweetness that nourishes deeply, that heals completely, and that is available to you in every moment, independent of what you eat or what the numbers say. Daily cultivation, the final understanding is this: the recipe, the leaf, the immediate action, they all resolve into a single path of daily cultivation. It is not enough to understand these principles intellectually. Wisdom without practice is like a seed that is never planted. The transformative power lies in the small, consistent, and humble efforts you make every single day. This is how you change the deep-seated habits of the mind and body. It is how you turn a philosophical concept into a living reality. The question is no longer what to do, but how to be. And the answer is to practice being whole, one moment at a time, woven into the fabric of your ordinary life. So, what does this cultivation look like in practical daily terms? It is simpler than you think. First, begin and end your day with the leaf of stillness. Upon waking, before you reach for your phone or rush into the anxieties of the day, sit for just 3 minutes. Do not do anything. Simply feel your body, notice your breath, and acknowledge the new day. This is your act of connection to the roots of your being. In the evening before sleep, do the same. Take 3 minutes to let go of the day's events, both the good and the bad. Feel your body release its tensions. Exhale the need to control tomorrow. This is the practice of letting go, of allowing the leaf to fall gently back to the earth. This simple bracket of stillness around your day creates a container of peace that will begin to infuse all the hours in between. Second, practice eating the leaf of mindfulness with at least 1 meal a day. Choose one meal where you turn off all distractions. No television, no phone, no reading, just you and your food. Look at your food. See the colors and shapes. Smell the aromas. When you take a bite, chew slowly. Try to taste every single flavor. This is a profound practice. It is an act of deep respect for your body and for the food that nourishes it. When you eat with this kind of attention, you naturally begin to choose more wholesome foods. Your body's true intelligence awakens and it guides you toward what it genuinely needs, not what the craving mind desires. You are nourishing not just your body, but your capacity for presence. Finally, throughout your day, practice the leaf of acceptance. Use your moments of discomfort, be it a physical symptom, a difficult emotion, or a stressful thought, as your reminder. Instead of your habitual reaction of tightening, resisting, or distracting, use it as a bell of mindfulness. In that moment, take one conscious breath, soften your body, and whisper to yourself, "It's okay to feel this, let it be." This is the immediate action. This is the sweet surrender. You are not trying to get rid of the feeling. You are changing your relationship to it. You are transforming a moment of suffering into a moment of practice. You are moving from a state of inner war to a state of inner peace. These 3 daily practices, stillness, mindfulness, and acceptance, are the living recipe. They are how you embody the wisdom of the leaf. They are how you gradually, patiently, and profoundly restore harmony to your entire being. This path is not a race. There is no finish line of perfect health to cross. It is a continuous journey of cultivation, a moment-to-moment process of tending to your own inner garden. Do not seek dramatic, overnight results. Instead, find satisfaction in the simple, dignified effort of your daily practice. The most profound healing does not announce itself with loud fanfares. It arrives quietly, in the background, as a growing sense of peace, a deeper connection to your own life, and a quiet confidence that you have the wisdom within you to navigate whatever comes. The true recipe was never about a leaf you can find outside, but about the life you can cultivate within. What is one bitter experience in your life that, in looking back, actually contained a powerful and nourishing lesson? Your reflection could help someone find the sweetness in their own struggle